Megan's Law and Real Estate, 10 Essential Questions You Need to Know. Megan's Law requires public access to sex offender registry information, but how does it impact buying or renting a property? Megan's Law primarily requires the disclosure of what type of information? A. Past foreclosure history of the property. B. Presence of registered sex offenders in the area. C. Property tax rates. D. Flood zone designation. Correct answer, B. Presence of registered sex offenders in the area. Megan's Law is designed to make information about registered sex offenders available to the public, which can be relevant in real estate transactions. For example, before buying the house, the buyer checked the state's sex offender registry under Megan's Law. This means the buyer wanted to know if any registered sex offenders lived nearby. Under Megan's Law, who maintains and provides access to the sex offender registry? A. County Recorder's Office. B. State law enforcement agencies. C. Real estate agents. D. Homeowner associations. Correct answer, B. State law enforcement agencies. The registry is maintained by state-level law enforcement agencies, often with online access for the public. For example, the buyer used the state police website to review the Megan's Law registry. This implies the buyer accessed the official state source of information. Are real estate agents required to disclose the exact addresses of registered sex offenders? A. Yes, always. B. No, they must refer buyers to the official registry. C. Yes, if they personally know. D. Only if the offender lives on the same street. Correct answer, B. No, they must refer buyers to the official registry. Real estate professionals typically cannot give specific offender addresses due to privacy laws, they instead guide clients to the registry. For example, the agent told the buyers to check the Megan's Law website for accurate information. This means the agent avoided direct disclosure and referred to the official source. Which of the following statements is true about Megan's Law and real estate transactions? A. Sellers must research and disclose all offender locations. B. Buyers are responsible for checking the registry. C. The title company verifies offender records. D. Megan's Law applies only to rental transactions. Correct answer, B. Buyers are responsible for checking the registry. The law generally puts the responsibility on buyers, or tenants, to check for sex offenders in the area. For example, the purchase contract included a Megan's Law notice advising the buyer to verify information. This indicates the buyer was reminded it's their responsibility. In most states, how is Megan's Law information provided during a home sale? A. Through an oral disclosure from the seller. B. As a clause or addendum in the purchase agreement. C. As part of the appraisal report. D. On the property deed. Correct answer, B. As a clause or addendum in the purchase agreement. Many states include a standard Megan's Law disclosure in the contract paperwork. For example, the sales contract had a Megan's Law clause directing the buyer to the state's registry. This means it was officially part of the legal paperwork. What is the main purpose of Megan's Law in the context of real estate? A. To lower home insurance premiums. B. To help buyers make informed decisions about neighborhood safety. C. To ensure compliance with building codes. D. To calculate property taxes accurately. Correct answer, B. To help buyers make informed decisions about neighborhood safety. The law ensures potential buyers and tenants have access to safety-related information about registered offenders nearby. For example, the couple chose not to make an offer after reviewing Megan's Law information. This suggests they used the law to make a safety-based decision. If a buyer later discovers that a registered offender lives nearby, can they usually sue the seller for non-disclosure under Megan's Law? A. Yes, in all cases. B. No, because the buyer had access to the registry. C. Yes, if within 1 year of purchase. D. Only if the seller lied about it. Correct answer, B. No, because the buyer had access to the registry. Since the registry is publicly available, the responsibility typically lies with the buyer to check it before purchase. For example, the court dismissed the lawsuit because Megan's Law information was publicly available online. This indicates the seller wasn't legally at fault. Does Megan's Law require disclosure for commercial properties? A. Yes, always. B. No, it generally applies to residential transactions. C. Only if the building is mixed use. D. Only if the property is near a school. Correct answer, B. No, it generally applies to residential transactions. Megan's Law is relevant to residential home sales and leases, where safety and proximity to offenders may influence personal decisions. For example, the broker did not include a Megan's Law notice for the sale of the office building. This suggests the law wasn't applicable in that case. How can a tenant find out about registered sex offenders near a rental property? A. By asking the landlord. B. By searching the Megan's Law registry online. C. By requesting a title report. D. By reviewing past tenant records. Correct answer, B. By searching the Megan's Law registry online. Tenants, like buyers, are encouraged to use the official registry for accurate information. For example, before signing the lease, the tenant searched the Megan's Law database. This means the tenant checked the official site before moving in. Which of the following is not true about Megan's Law in real estate? A. It requires access to sex offender registry information. B. It makes exact offender addresses private for public safety. C. It is a federal law implemented by states. D. It requires agents to personally verify registry information. Correct answer, D. It requires agents to personally verify registry information. Agents do not personally verify, they refer clients to the state registry. For example, the agent followed the law by giving the website link instead of confirming details herself. This means the agent fulfilled her duty without doing independent research.